Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another animal caretaking episode here on the channel. I'm your guys' friend, neighborhood host, Dakota Morgan, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. Your friendly neighborhood podcaster, animal caretaker, dinosaur enthusiast, all this stuff like that. Today we are doing an episode on anoles. Friendly, cheap lizards that if you guys really do want to keep them. Here's some little helpful tips for you guys. I did one before for a ball python. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that because I'm recording these back to back. But we're doing some stuff here today for a little habitat. Very some I wouldn't say, I don't know. I don't know the Anole market for people who do get these guys as pets. Sometimes they use them as feeders and all that jazz as well. This is Dulce. She's a little rescue one that we just couldn't euthanize, and we got her better. And lo and behold, there we go. She has a little bit of some stuck shed though on her nose that I'm gonna try to give her a soak and try to get it off for her today after trying to catch her. We'll see what happens. But Dulce is also a mother because she did lay an egg the first week we got her, and that was told after that we were told supposedly that she was sick and she needed to be euthanized when the doctor and I said no. So yeah, little fun little thing for there you go. But a little fun story for you. But we're gonna talk about some quick little things. It's not gonna be too long of a video of what to do if you do have this little reptile in your collection. So very simple. I have myself here a 10-gallon tank, 10 to 20. Stand up, of course, too, with the front-facing doors. Anoles do. People will put them in maybe a 20-gallon or anything like that. Anoles do need. Also, shout out to the artist. I love that spinal painting there or drawing. So anoles do need high elevated places. So if you have a 20-gallon that's horizontal instead of vertical, it will just go to the top of the tank and then make life a real pain in the butt for you. But this way, yeah, it is kind of a pain trying to get them out of there still. Either way, but it does make life somewhat easier because they are more happier, they are more healthy. You'll see them always up top. Sometimes you'll see them on the bottom, which we'll get to in a minute. But overall, very simple enough to do. It's a simple tank. So get a tall tank for your little critter. I could get more and put them in there too, but I don't know about that. I feel like it's gonna be a bad idea waiting to happen. Plus, and those are sassy. Look at that sass. So, tall tank in there for you guys as well. One heat lamp will do. I'm trying to fix it so that heat lamps is not sitting up top there. So, I should say as well, this is in my home room / studio. So, yeah, that's why you may see some things where you're like, why is there an Xbox games there? That's why. She is here for the temporary moment until the new move later on this year. But we have a heat lamp in there because she does need the heat around 70 to 80 degrees. So the heat lamp will definitely do that. I think I have just a 50 watt or 100 watt bulb in there at the moment. Enough in there to heat up the whole tank and make sure, she's got some good shed. We do make sure, though, every morning that you do mist down your anole because she is a reptile, or he, depending on which one you have. You do want to make sure you mist them down every morning. Open the doors up, start spraying it, even soak them down a little bit if you can. They're, of course, going to jump and move and get all over the place. As they do with anoles, they have a little spaz attack. Yeah, I mean in you. They'll have a little spaz attack and go all over the place and such, but more or less it's not too bad, and they'll usually tend to avoid the door if you're in there soaking it down because it will create some humidity for the day. Just one spray for a minute or two in here, create the humidity, help the animal with their shedding process, and they do eat their own shed, so there you go, so you don't have to worry about that. So they'll eat their own shed and helps them just live a long, happy, healthy life. Speaking of which, too, if you do notice, we do on both sides here, I did put in some of the 20-gallon walls in here, so it's not just glass, because just glass for your animals is not going to make them feel secure. It's not going to make them feel happy. It's going to cause them to be really stressed all the time because they just have a big, wide open world. It's like looking at the world. There's nothing in between, no walls or nothing. You're like, oh, God, anxiety, which is what they would have, despite the look of these guys and being a reptile. They do get anxiety. They really do. So two sides at least here covered, make it so the animal does feel more secure and allows them to climb and, get that exercise and jump around and such as well. Sometimes, and I do change it up every time because it is good after every deep clean of a tank, you do need to make sure you do change the habitat up to keep them happy, healthy, getting exercise, moving around, challenging their brain patterns a little bit there. Habitat change is great. Do not make it the same exact one every time. So I did install these new purple-esque plants that are in here too. Of course, they're fake. It's not bioactive. And not for the one little anole here for Dulce. I love her to death, but Jesus. No. So we don't have that at the moment here. So I have these plants flowing through, which will make her feel more happy and then more in her environment as well. So she'll climb all over the plants depending on which ones you have. She'll hunt on them as well. All sorts of jazz. So I also have a piece of wood in here too to help out with it. I highly recommend you have a piece of wood in there as well. You can have one in here with these guys. It's not going to affect them like it would a snake. So keep that in mind. So soak that down. Keep it more happy, healthy, and it also changes it so it's not either foam or plastic. There's at least some real world things in here that help out. And of course, I got a little, because I'm paleo nut, we got her T-Rex skull hide in here. Used to be in Dulce and Q, our ball python rescue. Used to be in her thing, and then we switched it over to here. And that goes down to substrate. Substrate is going to be, I do a combo of Reptibark and Reptisoil. I did more Reptibark in there this time for her to mix it up on her a little bit, because I usually do more soil than bark, but I do combine the two. So I do 2 or 3 parts soil, 1 part Reptibark. But this time I mix it up for this turnaround for her habitat change. And yeah, so I do recommend that. I do recommend a soaking, quote unquote, soaking, putting her in like a little plastic transport bin with some warm water in there. Of course, your Anole's going to be sassy and start biting you, but if you have one and you do actually care, which hopefully you guys do, then I do recommend doing that, because it helps her with a whole lots of things. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is it for the Anole caretaking. Not too much for these little critters. Not too much at all. So if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like on the video, comment down below things you do for your Anole if you do have one. I know it's kind of rare, people do keep these as pets. I completely understand it. But if you guys do have one, tell me what you think. What did I do wrong? What do you guys learn? And if you have any other tips, let me know too. You guys rock, everybody. Thanks, everyone. Subscribe for more video games, paleo stuff, and of course, animal things as well. And that's it, actually. Stay creative, everyone. And of course, as always, make sure you guys keep the world happy and keep your animals safe.